That's squarespace.com/RHYKKER and use code Riker to get started today. Kicking things off with a quick story. Developer Crystal Dynamics is ending support for its game Marvel's Avengers. The game's final content update will release in March, and support will officially end in September, though you'll still be able to play the game in both single player and multiplayer from that point. The cosmetic shop will shut down in March, after which all cosmetics will be given away for free. However, after support ends for the game in September, you will no longer be able to buy a digital copy of the game. There might still be retail copies around, but they're not going to create any more, so pretty much whoever has the game at that point has it, and no new players will come to the game. Marvel's Avengers launched in 2020, and it was criticized quite a bit for its live service model and its monetization system. Square Enix, the publisher, called the game a disappointment, and they later sold off Crystal Dynamics entirely. If you're looking for a game that isn't a disappointment, but got lost in the shadow of Marvel's Avengers, do check out Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's basically what everyone wanted out of Marvel's Avengers, and it's just a damn shame that people just assumed it would be as bad as Marvel's Avengers, when really it's not the same game at all. In other news, Square Enix's RPG Forspoken released this week, and it's getting mixed reviews. On OpenCritic, it has a critic average score of 69, with only 28% of critics recommending the game. The combat has been criticized as kinda dull, but the parkour elements were praised. And then there's hugely mixed opinions on the writing of the main character, and you just gotta have a listen and decide for yourself whether you can put up with several hours of this.
Did I just do that?
Well, definitely with my assistance.
I did not just do that.
We did.
I just moved shit with my mind.
Perhaps our connection has somehow awoken some abilities.
I just moved shit with my mind.
I just keep hearing I.
I just moved shit with my freaking mind! Yeah, okay, that is something I do now. I do magic, talk to sentient cuffs, kill jacked up beasts. You know what? I'll probably fly next.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's too far. Good to know there's a line.
If you could just master these new abilities, with my help, of course.
Did you not just see me take out that gnarly beast?
It does kind of sound, yeah.
Bring it,
Oh.
you mangled monsters.
In more positive news, the Dead Space remake was released, and it's getting great reviews.
Oh
On
yeah,
OpenCritic, it
I
has
want
an
to play
average
that.
score of 90, with 96% of critics
Or watch someone
recommending
play it because I'm a
The game
chicken.
also comes with a new Game Plus mode, new enemies, and a new secret ending. In some League of Legends news, the game's source code, along with that of Teamfight Tactics, was stolen via a social engineering attack, and the thieves tried to extort developer Riot for $10 million. Riot refused to pay the ransom, so the thieves put the source code up for sale online. Riot assures us that no player information was compromised, but if the source code gets into the wrong hands, well, we might start to see new cheats emerge. And speaking of cheats, new exploits appeared in GTA Online this week.
Is
which
it just
allowed
I gotta
cheaters to remotely
go on anymore
modify
about
your
that?
stats and
Like, what the hell
permanently
happened? Did
corrupt
it
your
sell?
account, which could lead to you being banned.
Did it not?
Rockstar responded by saying they are aware of the issue and are looking into fixing it, but haven't provided a timeline yet. And by the way, even if you're just playing single player by yourself, you can still get hacked, so yeah. Might want to avoid the game until this gets resolved. In some brief World of Warcraft news, we got a first look at the human and the orc heritage armor. Spoilers here, skip ahead if you don't want to see them yet. Okay, here we go. Pretty classic footman and grunt look, and furthermore, community manager Nathira confirmed that there will be a couple more variations than just this, but
Good, because that
those will
helmet
be
looks like
revealed
ass.
later. In other news,
This looks
CRPG
real bad.
Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is celebrating 1 million sales. I had a video about this game way back when it released. If you're into classic RPGs, this is one of the better ones from recent years. This week, we also got an official gameplay deep dive for Redfall, an open-world co-op FPS from
Wanna
Arkane,
click it?
the team behind Dishonored and Prey. The game launches on May 2nd, and it's a story-driven action shooter that you can either play alone or with up to 3 friends. And my first impression is that it's Left 4 Dead with vampires instead of zombies, but I'm sure that's just an oversimplification. I like these co-op type games, it looks fun. In an update on the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard, Microsoft is now trying to get Sony to help the deal go through. Sony
Oh,
has
really?
been the biggest opponent of this acquisition. Microsoft issued a subpoena to Sony, and we don't know about what exactly, but it means that when Microsoft faces the FTC in court this summer, Sony would have to testify. So Microsoft presumably believes that they can force Sony to say something that will help their case. But it would be hilarious if this backfired spectacularly. Meanwhile, the former
I mean, I
FTC
don't think they have
commissioner is
much of
saying
a.
that he believes the
I don't think they have much of a choice when it comes to it. Truthfully, I mean, I'm trying to debate like if that actually bringing them in would be helpful or not. I mean, n- it's easier to just let them fuck up and say something that might make it easier for them to versus letting it be how it is. But why would Sony go along unless Sony already has like a plan? I don't know. That's just a weird move, but I don't think it's gonna happen either
FTC
way.
is trying to use this case to basically reset the way mergers are handled. What it comes down to is too many other mergers and acquisitions have been allowed to happen over the years, and now they effectively want to make an example out of Microsoft's deal and set a new, harsher standard. Whether they succeed or not is a matter for the courts. In some Blizzard news, we've got another scandal of sorts. Blizzard has fired the co-lead of the WoW Classic team after he tried to stand up for his teammates and oppose a terrible system that management implemented: stack ranking. For those who know what stack ranking is, you probably already hate it. Microsoft implemented stack ranking
So you
in the
mean,
past,
you
and
know,
they got rid of it years ago, 2013, I believe.
Blizzard fucking
Because,
more
as
shit
I
up
said,
again?
it's just
No
terrible. With
way.
stack ranking, every employee must
They
be
haven't
ranked
been
on a
totally
bell
in
curve
the
within their
fucking
team.
drain for
The bottom
years.
5% performers need to be given the lowest rank. So whether the team consists of a bunch of terrible employees or a bunch of amazing employees, the bottom 5% get the lowest rank. And employees with the lowest rank will either be let go in some companies, or in Blizzard's case, they'll be given smaller bonuses, or they'll be given fewer opportunities for advancement or fewer pay raises. In other words, it's not your objective quality as an employee that is measured, it's your relative quality within your team. So Brian Birmingham, as
What?
a manager, refused to assign that lowest ranking to anyone on his team. And he refused to do it for the couple of years that the system had been implemented. 2021 is when it first was brought down from above. And
Yeah.
it seemed he was successful in
That's
just
fucked up.
dodging having to do it, but more recently he was forced to do it by the executive leadership of Activision Blizzard King. And the reason he refused is because he feels this system fosters a spirit of competition among employees rather than a spirit of teamwork. It incentivizes employees to sabotage each other's work, and it encourages employees to try to find a low-performing team to join so that they can be the best performing worker in a weak team. And he says that this ultimately erodes trust and destroys creativity.
Yeah, the thought that they really think that promoting that type of environment would benefit, like, I never advocate. I can see from like Activision's like outlook, like they're like, hey, if we give someone a low grade and they're worried about getting fired, they're going to work harder. And I don't think that's necessarily what really does happen. I think it's more like the people are finding like you said, scapegoats pretty much. Easier ways to get by the system. I mean, why would you work harder when you could just literally work smarter, you know what I mean? And I think also the ideal of like you can maybe be doing your best and be a good worker and be, you know, top, but like it's scary. So why would you risk it? Why would you, you know, rely on yourself when it's your, you know, it's your job? That's life's already stressful enough, let alone adding that extra like that into your work. That just makes such a toxic environment. How this is why they really need to regulate something that can't believe this is like gone without being a big thing in the news already when it got in a minute. Like it got added up, like not added up, but added to the corporate ladder and whatnot. Because this is some ridiculous shit. You know what I mean? There's people out there fucking working jobs that like risk their lives and livelihood, and you would think a corporate job would be like less stressful. And it turns out, no, it's fucking not. Like, damn. What the fuck's wrong with people?
Birmingham expressed all of this to upper management via email and said that if the policy were not reversed, he would leave Blizzard. HR then contacted him asking him to confirm his resignation. He said he was considering it, but that in the meantime he refused to do any work until the policy was retracted. He was then promptly fired. Birmingham still expresses that he would like to go back to work at Blizzard if ever this policy gets reversed. And who knows, if the Microsoft acquisition goes through, that may just happen. Because again, Microsoft tried the system out years ago and abandoned it. Separately, and this part gets a bit meta here, there was some drama over how this story broke. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier broke this story based on his own sources that leaked him the email that Birmingham sent to upper management. Schreier had reached out to Birmingham for comment but received no reply, and so he ran the story. Some say that Schreier put Birmingham into a bad position. While he was publicly made a hero, that may not be what potential future employers see. They may see a troublemaker that they don't want to hire. He's someone who's not a company man. And meanwhile, Birmingham has to find a new job. Now, that's part of the unfortunate nature of journalism. A journalist should seek to not bring undue harm onto anyone, while also considering what stories are important to bring to the public. Now, Schreier is a seasoned journalist, and he decided that this story was too important to sit on. Too important for the industry, particularly during a time when workers are unionizing and fighting for their rights, which is a topic that Schreier has clearly always been very passionate about. Now, Birmingham
should at least notified the guy beforehand.
Had reached out to him, though he didn't see the messages until long after Schreier published the story. Maybe Schreier could have waited a little longer for a reply from Birmingham.
Yeah, he should have.
But again, thus is the nature of journalism. News moves fast, unfortunately, and outlets rarely give more than 24 hours notice before running a story, sometimes just hours. It's kind of crazy. So in this case, it is unfortunate that Birmingham actually did not intend to make any of this public. Had he seen Schreier's message, he may have asked Schreier to not run the story at all, or at least to retract his name. But because it was made public, Birmingham had to take to Twitter, and he felt he had to clarify his position and certain facts about the events. Something that I'm sure he wasn't eager to do after having just lost his job. He clarified that he believes the policy came from above Blizzard president Mike Ibarra, from Activision basically. And he just wants to get back the Blizzard that he loves, the Blizzard that he always wanted to work for. But he fears that it might be too late, that Blizzard might have been killed by Activision. We wish Birmingham all the best, because unfortunately nobility, honor, and internet applause doesn't pay the bills. It just sucks when people who try to stand up for what they believe in and what they believe is right get punished for it. And speaking of unions, in other Blizzard news, workers at the new Blizzard sub-studio Proletariat have canceled their election to start a union. According to the Communication Workers of America, a huge labor union that was helping out, the CEO of Proletariat is to blame for this, because apparently he held a series of meetings that allegedly demoralized and disempowered the group, basically biasing them before the election. However, according to an Activision Blizzard spokesperson, the CEO was just responding to concerns from employees who were feeling pressured and intimidated by the CWA to vote for unionization. So, take from that what you will. Last month, allegedly, an overwhelming majority of workers at Proletariat signed cards in support of forming a union. Now, did they feel pressured to do so? It's quite possible, since it's not anonymous. People are going to come around and say, hey, sign this union card. Peer pressure's the thing. In other quick Blizzard news, Blizzard's online games have shut down in China, as we previously discussed would happen. This was because Blizzard and NetEase could not reach an agreement to renew their 14-year partnership. So now Blizzard is shopping around for a new Chinese company to partner with, since that's necessary to publish a game in China. But until then,
That is
Chinese players of
ridiculous.
World of Warcraft and any other online Blizzard game can no longer play, and will likely remain that way for the rest of the year. In some last Epoch news, the upcoming ARPG has had its multiplayer
Fucking China,
invitational
man, that
event
has to
kick off
suck.
this week. The event is limited to 2 friends
All
and
the
family,
nerds getting
closed
fucked over.
testers, and about 20 streamers who you could be watching playing the game right now. In fact, go ahead and do that. You can have 2 tabs open at the same time. But if you want to play yourself, starting next week from February 2nd through 12th, they will have another event opening up 10,000 player spots from within the community. Now, more info on how you can register for this event will come next week, but it will be first come, first served. Thereafter, a limited open beta will be available for everyone from February 23rd to 26th. And this beta will be free to download for everyone, and it'll only include a limited version of the game with about 4 hours worth of average gameplay. In some Diablo 2 news, we got the reveal of all 8 of the new rune words that they're testing out for the new season. We also got word that the new rune words are only a portion of the content arriving with patch 2.6. Sadly, that's the only teaser we got. We'll have to wait and see what the other new content is, but sounds exciting. Fingers crossed for the ability to stack runes, or maybe even a loot filter. In last week's video, we spoke about 5 of the new rune words, which are all fairly low-level Helm rune words that help shore up your defenses. They're going to be really useful for a lot of players who can't afford or...
Is it bad? I'm just like, okay, enough Diablo news. The Diablo is just, meh. How I feel about it. We do have a game theory, maybe, but shit. Sorry. I am just...
The world is dying.
Oh no. I know you guys heard that. Sorry. The world is dying. Not only in video games,
We are no
but
longer
also
at the top of the food chain.
in other ways.
The world is dying. We are no longer at the top of the food chain. Cities have fallen to ruin as friends and neighbors transform into mindless predators. Faceless monsters guard the ruins, denying us the derelict remains of our past dignity. Humans are going extinct, and all of it is because of this.
Because of a motherfucking
Hello,
cookie.
Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, the fun guy who's here to talk about fungi. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Time for the transmedia landscape to result in us talking about video games here on the Film and TV channel. That's because The Last of Us, just like Sonic, League of Legends, and Pokemon before it, is the latest in the line of games that's been turned into a fantastic movie or TV show. Take that, Game Theory! That's another piece from your toy box that's ours now. Wait, am I laughing at myself with this joke? I'm in charge
He
of
is.
all of these channels. What's going on? In case you're not an elite gamer like all of us over here, let me catch you up. The Last of Us started its life in 2013 as a video game that set a new benchmark for cinematic storytelling in the medium. This story of a wounded man and his surrogate daughter trying to survive a world devastated by a zombie apocalypse immediately cemented itself as a pivotal piece of gaming history. The moment that gaming stood up and shouted, yes, we too can have emotional movie quality stories. Now, to be completely honest, gaming had
Okay.
already had plenty of other amazing stories in the past, but this was the moment when the visuals and the story both reached a point where no one could deny gaming's artistic properties anymore. The game was so good that Sony just had to release it on the PS3, and the PS4, and the PS5 again, all in under 10 years, no less. And here we thought rebooting movies happened quickly. Anyway, now here in 2023, the dramatic prestige video game has been turned into a dramatic prestige streaming series. In fact, as both top-tier gamers and top-tier movie nerds, Steph and I were lucky enough to get invited to the premiere. On that note, this video is #NotSpawn, but considering the amount of free popcorn that I ate that night, might as well have been.
Number two, Diet Coke number 2, I am
making them pay.
For this free premiere that we're at.
Hey, you invite me to a place where I'm getting free unlimited popcorn and Diet Coke? I am gonna make you hurt. So after meeting some of the team who worked on the show, who also happen to be fans of food theory, that was a fun little twist, and then stealthing our way down the red carpet. Stephanie walking the black carpet, the private black carpet that we stealthily avoided. They're like, are you sure you don't want to walk the red carpet? Like, no thanks. I said, oh Jesus, I literally break down the barrier. It was time for the show.
The first of the episodes, the last of us.
Honest review, it's great. I get nervous whenever anyone tries to adapt such a perfectly told story, but I gotta admit, they nailed it. Sure, they made
nailed
some
it
changes
because
to the
they-
source
what do you
material, which
fucking-
we're gonna talk about here in a second, but
They nailed it because they literally just copied it. Like, you can't go wrong when it's literally copied and pasted, like the first episode. The second episode's that too. Oh my god. Spoilers, I think only the third one might be, like, has finally let off, but
it never detracted from the core
all the
story.
rest of them
So,
have been
with yet
same.
another series showing that the video game bad movie curse is not a real thing anymore, we finished by dancing the night away.
You heard of
Take
the
this,
fungi
Pikachu.
attack, but now comes the fun guy attack.
Though to be fair, we didn't party as hard as some.
Don't be shrooms, kid.
Now, as you might have guessed at this point, the zombies in The Last of Us function a bit differently from your usual apocalyptic scenario. In most media, you're dealing with a blood-borne virus that's spread through bites, but not so much here. What makes The Last of Us so interesting is that it's all a fungus. In fact, the show spends its entire opening scene laying out why a fungal pandemic would be terrifying, using real science to lay out exactly what would happen.
There's a fungus that infects insects, gets inside
Oh,
an
it's
ant,
smoke.
for
I was like,
example.
what is
Fungus starts
that?
to direct the ant's behavior, telling it where to go, what to do. So it begins to devour its host from within, replacing the ant's flesh with its own.
The fungus this scientist is talking about is a real thing called cordyceps, which we've actually talked about multiple times over on the Sister Location Game Theory. It is terrifying stuff, but something that we shouldn't have to worry about, right? I mean, the show claims that fungal infections of this type
Cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees.
But then they ask, what if that changes?
What if, for instance, the world were to get slightly warmer?
Man, HBO sure loves using zombie invasions as a metaphor for climate change, huh?
Winter is coming.
If only Westeros had reduced its greenhouse gas emissions. What's crazy though is how quickly things fall apart in the world of The Last of Us. Seriously, it basically felt like over the course of just a day or two, everyone everywhere all at once suddenly had their brains hijacked by a fungus like it was a 5-star Grand Theft Auto rampage. Suddenly, zombie runners are in houses, in the streets, planes crashing out of the sky. What happened? And it's here that we actually get to one of the big differences between the game and the new series, as well as our main theory for today. How did the fungus spread so quickly in the new HBO series The Last of Us? You see, in the game, part of the reason the cordyceps were able to take control so quickly was through the use of spores. Like traditional zombies, the infected in The Last of Us game are able to spread infection to new people through bites, and this is true for the new series. There's this really great, horrifying shot where fungal tendrils are worming out of a woman's mouth to infect someone else. It is so gross. It was this moment that I'm like, yes, this series gets it. But in addition to munching on the living, the video game version of the cordyceps were able to infect new people through airborne spores produced in the bodies of the infected. And this creates a huge threat for all the survivors. There are big chunks of the game where our protagonist Joel has to wear a gas mask to survive. He even keeps one on him at all times just in case. So yeah, that's the way that you get this sort of rapid zombie spread, if the show had airborne spores, but it doesn't. One of the show's creators, Craig Mazin, previously worked on the series Chernobyl for HBO, which had a ton of scenes with actors in hazmat suits and gas masks. Mazin found that it was more difficult to create drama when an actor's face was covered by a bunch of safety equipment, hence Joel's gas mask and the fungal spores having to go. Nope, no you're not, Stephanie. These babies are no longer airborne. Your dance is non-canonical. But if it's not spores, then what is it? What's causing the zombie fungus to spread? Surely there has to be some sort of an explanation, so I dived into behind-the-scenes information about the show, hoping to find some answers. And though I didn't find an explicit answer, what I found instead was a challenge. In the official HBO Max Last of Us post-episode podcast, they say this.
By the way, a lot of little details are going to come back around. We don't want to give spoilers, but I will say this. Careful viewers of this episode will be rewarded repeatedly because little bits of breadcrumbs have been planted that are going to pay off later in interesting ways.
Excuse me? Careful viewers. Do you know who
Probably doesn't help that I think he did this like a couple of days before this newest episode. So like he's spoilers if anybody's watched like the newer ones. Yeah, they definitely kind of tell you what happens. so I guess that's just not as...
The world is dying.
eh.
We are no longer...
The world is dying, but... Meh. 3 weeks ago, what's that? $15 for lunch.
Is that why the whole fridge smells like fish? Did he pack the whole kitchen? You know what? There's a Pret that just opened up down the street. My favorite sandwich shop, for real. What in the... We have 15 minutes for lunch! How did you carry the... How much food is in that? What, are you gonna start a farm? He just farmed a potato! No. Want some?
Fuck.
The couch.
I give up, Shaggy. Psych! Whoa! Whoa! I gotta catch this.
That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah! Woo!
Why didn't Shaggy just leave? Why didn't Shaggy just walk away?
The couch didn't... The couch... The couch...
Hi, can I please have a grande pink drink with no strawberries? Okay.
Could I get a mocha with oat milk?
And do you still want the whipped cream it comes with?
No thanks, I'm alright. And could I get...
hot?
Yeah, hot. And can I get an extra pump of chocolate?
Of course.
Thank you.
Are you literally Shawn Mendes? What just happened?
Shawn Mendes?
Wait a second.
What?
Samuel! I like your accent. Bring your accent back. Hi, can I please have a grande?
This is all Felix hand-me-downs. This was Felix's and this
Yeah,
was
it
Felix's.
is.
He's very
Yeah, that
rich,
is mine.
So all of his stuff is high quality. So I just go and steal it. And he's so rich he doesn't realize that it's missing. It's really funny. I just go into his house and I'm like, oh, hey, bro. And he's like, hey, I'm just recording a video. I'll be with you in a minute. And I'm like, okay. I'll have that. I'll have that. I'll take that. And I just f off. And he sends me a text like, well, where did you go? I go, oh, busy. Busy. He goes, it's the craziest thing has happened. My speakers have gone missing. I'm like, oh man, if only you could pay for more with all of that money that you don't pay me or Sive with.
Well, I'm never gonna pay you again, am I?
This is all Felix hand me. Remember your...
Psst. Do you want...
Enough with the YouTube. I mean, more on YouTube, but enough. We'll go back to my image. Oh no, puppers. I gotta go soon. So, I am attempting to find some Reddit stuff. Give me something to look at. Give you something to look at. Check out what's going on. Maybe we can look at Asmongold's Reddit. That sounds a little fun. Just live vicariously through his Reddit because it's nonsense. It is just beautiful, beautiful nonsense. Bunch of greasy gamers showing me all this stuff. That's not what I wanted. I'm over here having issues. It's okay, don't worry, I'll fix it in a second. Gonna make it happen. I just gotta figure out how to hit a button and do what I need to do. You know what? Just we'll do it the easy way. We'll do it the easy way. We'll do it the easy way. Get off of my face. Fucking rude. Fucking rude. Reddit. Click it. Ignore all this. You don't see nothing. Oh my god. That's a fucking no. That's a no from me. That is a I will freak the fuck out. Oh my god, no. From all of that. Like, what kind of shit is that? That's some mean ass shit, right? No. Just some wholesome means to these are just some Muslims added again. Going here and feeding the homeless. Aww. That's some magical shit right there. Who's your favorite box duo? Hey, Glugio, ho ho. I would say X and Y, but I didn't like Y all that much. I didn't like Sun and Moon either. If you didn't know, Sun and Moon. A little bit of ass. Just a little bit of ass. Not against it, but you know. I think the fact that you got them, like, you got the like little version of them, and like getting them to evolve was a pain in the ass. And then for some reason I decided Moon because it's a fucking bat. Because who doesn't want a bat? It's a bat. I mean, come on. And yeah. I feel like that was a little bit of a fucking mistake. Because it was a pain in the ass to pretty much get anything done. Because, like, I didn't have any abilities, and it was late game. It was just, look, it's a kid's game. Doesn't mean I'm good at it, though. It doesn't mean I'm good at it. It's just, oh. Oh, wait a minute. Did that just, what the fuck? What the hell? Oh my god. That is so fucked up. Is this team viable? I don't know. I'm gonna click. Let's find out. Pikachu? I mean, you got Lightning. Wouldn't he be better as a Raichu, though? We got Water Dark. Ninja's good. Got Fire. Is it Fire Flying? Got Fire Fighting? Right? I'm at Fire Flying. Too many F's. Too many F's. Got a dragon. Is he dragon poison or is it just dragon? I mean, it's a slime. Oh, you have too much flying. I mean, it's viable, but you do have like yo boy. Oh no, if you had Brock, you've got a ninja to deal with it. I ain't gonna comment on it, but I'm gonna up it because I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It'll get you there. It'll do it, boy. Which Isaac? Oh. The old one. I don't think I like the new one. Oh. Why? I'm just tired of pretending. Let's get this straight. You think of Gen 5 Pokemon is the best? I do. I'm tired of pretending. Alright. Gen 5. Hello, brain. Gen 5. Pokemon list. Can I just get an image? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. There was a lot of bangers. There was a lot of bangers with Gen 5, so you know. It do be that. Yeah. People do that. People color coordinate Pokemon balls. I mean, I can see it. Oh. Oh, some memes. Okay. Let's go Asmongold. Reddit. Big chats. Is that Jensen Impact? Oh, that's kind of neat. Oh, it goes so far. Wow. Wow, it's beautiful. Basic scripts getting ready to for Prague Ultimate for the next 6 months. It's time for the ultimate prep. Just had to go grab a W first and a easy game, guys. Back to wiping for months and is our a Orlizia, where gaming is actually hard. Ultimate over Mythic. WoW is a weeb game set BG's 100. No plugins. Come stream or Activision buys. Goodbye, high school. I survived. I will never suffer again. High school, never. College, job. You do me. Oh, poor kitty. Hacking drama. OCP responds. No. It's always sad. Yoshi P guy come out and apologize for the shit. And then angry doggy. Sorry guys. Sorry guys, it was an angry butt. He's so mad.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. Woo! Yo, I bet he could have zoomed that motherfucker out even more.
Oh my
I
god.
bet he could have made that whole arena 1 pixel.
Jesus.
This is what's gonna happen when Yoshi P sees this.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
I know, man. I know. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. You can't stop them, man. They're going crazy. It's pandemonium, dude. We're on the moon now. You just can't stop it. And it's a sad day. But it's also a good day for me because now that these motherfuckers cleared, they're probably going to release the video and I'm going to use their footage to clear because I want to get the fuck out of this fight because fuck you. This fight is too hard. This is bullshit. You said this was supposed to be easier than DSR and it's fucking not. It's way fucking harder. So you know what? I can't even talk to you right now. Can't even talk to you right now.
So fucked up that that's such a big ass thing. Oh my god, like, oh, it's like I get why. I mean, all he did was like, you would think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. He just zoomed out, you know what I mean? That's all he did. He just happened to zoom out a shitload. You know what I mean? And oh, that's not that big of a deal. But the main thing is just being able to like zoom out and see the fight like that. Makes the fight so much more easier. I don't know how many times I have been like, I just wish I could zoom like a couple more feet. Like, I wish I could do this because it's so difficult to see, and that's probably, you know, that's part of the, you know, part of the fight. And, you know, why they don't, like, for WoW players, for Final Fantasy, they just don't allow them to, you know, just use add-ons. It's because of console players. And it needs to be fair. Or, like, both teams. It is ridiculous. But, I mean, it's true. Stuff like this is why. I mean, it's why they tend to not, they don't do a lot of the cracking down on a lot of the stuff that's just, like, changes to how stuff looks, you know, glam wise, and they don't do a lot of like, you know, G shading cracking down, but because them are mainly harmless because they're not like impacting the gameplay really. But shit like this is why they're just like, nope. Just why would you stream and show this at that? Like, is it because he's trying to, like, make a statement that it's that hard? You know what I mean? Oh my god, he has so many different mods. Like, what is this? He has a DPS down in the corner, too. Like, sorry, I put my finger in front of the... You guys can't see, but I am pointing. Okay, I'm pointing. Down in the corner, does my like little, no, my cursor don't show up. I'm sorry. But like down in the bottom left, there's a DPS. Look, and above it is like his cooldowns. He's over here playing fucking World of Warcraft with his add-ons. Like, no! It's not what they want. You know what I mean? I do like his UI setup, though. That is... Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should move my map all the way down and do this. May not be that bad of an ideal. But yeah. They don't want none of that he's showing, and it's no wonder. They don't want a DPS meter. They don't want people judging other people's DPS. They don't want you able to zoom that far out because it makes it a lot more easier to make call outs and see what's coming in. You know what I mean? It's less of like you have to like look around. It's fucking ridiculous. It really is. And I get it. If they want to, you know, have console players be able to play, they need to say no. It'd probably be less of an issue if they didn't have so many, you know, console players playing. But because of this, it's just not cool. You know, it's just an unfair advantage. And to allow, you have to like segregate part of your, you know, people that do play is, you know, it's messed up at the end of the day. You know, the player base is broken down into like different groups. People that do play on consoles, that do play on PC, and to ask them to like just deal with the fact that like PC users can pretty much cheat. We won't say cheating. I mean, it's not really. Is ridiculous. Also, if they start allowing this, they have the issue that Warcraft has, where some of the fights are literally, the devs have to make it or base it around like what people are going to use with add-ons to make it easier. And then you also have the people that are making add-ons trying to like just make stuff so easier. So it does like, there's add-ons you can use in WoW that negates a lot of the like thinking and the practicing and takes down the difficulty. But in the same sense, you know, in order for the WoW devs to make it harder because of the add-ons, they have made some of the fights ridiculous when it comes to World of Warcraft. Like, there's like non-stop this, that going on. And some of it's like popping off randomly. Some of it's a little bit less like, you know, I want to say static. Definitely when I play, I do some of the harder, you know, savages in Final Fantasy. It does feel, it's a lot less random. It's more of, you know, it feels like a dance that you learn. You know what I mean? By step, by step, by step. You know, other than like, they will have some of the abilities will be, hey, you know, someone's going to get this ability and then have to use it, or, you know, multiple people. And it's very simple as, you know, oh, we do this. Okay. We organize. This is what we do with this. And it does feel a lot of the stuff does have, like they'll have overlapping, abilities in certain fights to where like, hey, we have to like, we have to go to the outer edges, you know, and then the boss is going to use a cone effect. Sometimes, when you're playing WoW and some of the fights, they'll have like multiple different of the same effects kind of going out. In Tandrift, you know what I mean? Where like, okay, these 4 people got this debuff, so they have to go do this. Oh, at the same time as that happening, you could get in another debuff at the same time and have to do something differently. And I don't know, it just feels like WoW's a little bit more random with their stuff. And Final Fantasy is a little bit more like choreographed. There is certain times when they do have like, I feel like once you've learned the steps, then a lot of this stuff becomes like very random. Like if you've doing the Unreal Sophia fight, like once you've learned, like they show you all the steps, what's happening, and it's always in like a certain order up to a percentage of her health. And then it's just like, bitch, strap in. It's about to be random. You should know what to do. Which is perfectly fine. Versus I feel like sometimes when I play WoW and I'm doing raiding, it's just like, just strap in. Because, A, did you not read all the different stuff? And because, you know, I think it's due to a lot because WoW adds add-ons and it's just a PC PC game. So, poppers! But yeah, I mean, the state that one's harder than the other, I don't think so. I just think it's a different type of game. When the puppy gets down and then he wants back on your lap. Back on your lap. When you tell him the RPG games be like. Why does the guy kind of look like Charlie Brown? We're about to pack that. Oh my god, that Velma. I don't yet know. Dun, 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 dun. They're just chilling. I mean, yeah. Oh god. I mean, if you run. Quinfall? Okay. Apparently this is a Turkish developer indie company. Any gameplay? I mean, it looks beautiful. It looks like it's real loud. Kind of looks like a cross between Black Desert Online and the name's eluded me. Skyrim. That's what it was. You can tell it's in very early development. Alrighty. Yeah, duh.
Welcome to the realm of Quinfall, adventurer on a trail to the past. Lands of Quinfall feature a variety of landforms, mountains, lakes, and rivers that are shaped according to their respective biomes and climates. The local flora also corresponds to the biome.
Beautiful, but where's all the NPCs? I feel like them putting the NPCs in would have like maybe like took it up a notch. It being so plain is not helpful at all.
Cities are strategically spread across cliffs, shores, mountains, and even underground in a vast 2016 square kilometer land.
I mean, there's iron. I mean, they're not really like, that's not a big selling point. Underground's the only thing that's kind of different.
Seasons and weather conditions like rain and snow interact with your character as well as objects.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Plants and some animals may decline in number in certain climates.
Mm. Yeah, that changing of the season's real nice.
Some areas may be subjected to floods, and some may surface as a result of drafts.
Okay, that's cool. I'll give them that. That is kind of neat. I figured like when they started naming it off and they were showing just a little bit, they wasn't really giving me much. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, well, I mean, in Final Fantasy, when it rains, everybody gets like slightly wet. You know what I mean? They just got slightly moist. Just a little moist. But I was like, okay, they're just kind of like giving you a bunch of big words, but no, seeing that the like when it snows, it actually snows and the plants kind of die down. Seeing that it's floods, like that's very cool.
All of these are some of the elements that make up Quinfall's alive and dynamic world.
Like that makes it enjoyable to go across the world and whatnot to see when stuff changes. The RPGers experience. If you know, you know.
Those who find themselves in Quinfall will not encounter a classic MMORPG experience.
Oh, it won't.
In Quinfall, you can visit shops and taverns.
Look at the guy get that jig! Look at the jig! Look at the jig! He is getting it!
With others, and even make your own music.
Fucking Gwent! I don't know if it is, but it looks like Gwent, okay? I'm sold. Can I go around and collect cards? Can I defeat NPCs to get more cards?
Keep in mind that your character
because I want
is
that.
part of a living, breathing world. You may not find smiths and other merchants at certain points in time. To learn more about the world, listen carefully to NPCs.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, that ideal, it's a very good ideal. It's very good. The immediate thought I get is, how quickly are people going to have websites that tell you this NPC's like day-to-day task? Stardew Valley, that was like a must. I immediately was like, I am not learning this NPC's like schedule. Having something in game sounds great. Along if they actually have like they show players that they could actually be like, hey, if you go talk to, if you initially talk to somebody, if they show them they can do it, like they have a quest line or something that leads them around, I'm sure people will love this and it will be very fun. Like it's something I would probably try out, like instead of immediately going to the website. If it's something that works out pretty well, I would probably talk to people just to see. And if that's a way, that would be something very fun to interact with. But if they definitely, with new players, if they don't like shoehorn it in, like, hey, go talk to this person and this person, and you want to find your smith. I mean, maybe, the innkeeper knows, you should go talk to him, and don't kind of like lead people down the road to do that without just doing it on their own. A lot of players are going to like miss out on it, but yeah, that's kind of a cool thought. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but it's still better than
Every piece of information you gather,
I understand.
and every area or dungeon you visit will broaden your knowledge, allowing you to uncover Quinfall's mysteries and hidden areas. You may need to find secret passages, solve puzzles, and decipher codes in order to discover some areas. Do not forget that there are various stories and adventures waiting to be uncovered. Some of these puzzles will help you to solve the mystery of Quinfall. In Quinfall, you can shape your character in any way you want. There are over 100 details you can change in the face alone. You are able to create a unique character with details like skin color, hair,
slider,
eyes, and body shape, while tattoos and accessories allow further customization. This world offers you 11 different improvable professions inspired by the Middle Ages. You can hunt for treasures in secret areas, dungeons, open fields, and underwater to find valuable items. You can plant seeds according to landforms and climate and harvest them for farming. If you don't have enough time, you can employ workers or real players and take time off to discover Quinfall. All professions are related to one another. Cooking allows one to create meals and desserts that give special powers in different fields.
Yeah, no shit.
With chemistry, you can obtain formulas and create powerful potions that heal your character or your friends.
Fishing!
You can fish in lakes, rivers, and seas for various species. Some animals in different biomes can be tamed for the production of certain materials with the husbandry profession. You can also extract different resources from trees, plants, and ores in various areas. This allows you to level up your profession level. Keep in mind that every item you gather is extremely vital for your survival and progress.
Extremely valuable at selling it, getting all the monies. That's what people care about, the monies.
If you wish, you can choose to develop your hunting profession by hunting animals.
It's really cool. Oh. I feel like that hoof fits out of
Caravan and
place.
merchant mounts can also be tamed and upgrade it, which allows you to deliver goods faster and trade efficiently. Each mount provides different advantages in different areas. In a 2016 square kilometre land, improving your riding mount will grant you much useful speed. To obtain new mounts, you can tame wild animals, breed existing ones, or buy from stables.
I do like the idea of breeding and selling and whatnot. That's kind of cool.
Quinfall allows you to use items that originate from different ages or ancient times, and even travel in time.
What?
You can establish your home in certain areas and decorate it with hundreds of objects.
Oh my god, people are gonna love that.
Quinfall's seas are as lively as its lands. You can build a ship yourself or with your friends to sail out to sea where adventure is waiting for you. Sailing allows you to explore new islands and areas.
Oh,
or you
Kraken.
struggle against winds, weather conditions, and giant waves that come your way.
Oh, we're not going to mention the Kraken.
Nature is not the only thing you must battle, as you can encounter pirates, other players, and even mystical sea monsters.
The last thing he mentions is the Kraken after he shows it like 2 minutes beforehand. Like, I don't... Sir, no. Is that it? That looks actually pretty fucking cool. When is it due to come out? Do we have any idea? Shall we look it up? Yes, we shall. Ba 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 ba. Let's see. Is it available now? Plan to release this year. Okay. I wonder as much of an end game or anything to it besides just like an open like economy. I mean, either way, it still looks fun just to like give it a go. But yeah, it's set to release sometime this year. Oh. Oh, talking about the cheating, yeah. This Lucy video is really good. About how we're all just a little bit parasitic. It's okay. Or parasocial. Sorry, not parasitic. That's horrible. Oh my god. He's a dread. God, that show was so... It was something else. What happened 3 years later? Do we have enough time?
I am not in.
We do not have enough time. I will chuck that up to watch it tomorrow. Okay. Well, I had a lovely time today. I hope you guys had fun. I know, I am very much, seems like I am cutting it short, but not really. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I hope to see you guys next time. I said bye.